tremendous need for reform and change in our county, Joe Talley is now seeking the office of Sheriff for Palm Beach County. Joe wants to be certain that the fine people in the Sheriff's Office are able to focus and direct their full attention to the safety of our citizens and wants to ensure there is fairness and integrity in the leadership of the agency. Joe wants to focus on many areas of concern that need great attention: promotions, assignments, transfers, internal issues, and fiscal matters. With a budget of nearly $500 million, oversight is needed to ensure that tax dollars are being spent wisely, using the agency's precious personnel resources to their fullest potential for true, honest, ethical mission. As Sheriff, Joe will invite oversight by the County Commission, by the Inspector General's office. Joe served for 22 years with the Baltimore County Police Department, promoted through each rank, with the last 6 years to the rank of Major. Joe holds an AA in law enforcement, BS in criminal justice. He is a graduate of the following prestigious police training academies: the FBI National Academy, Southern Police Institute, Federal Executive Institute, and the U.S. Secret Service Dignitary Protection School. Joe believes a good leader is one who knows the way, shows the way, and goes the way. Joe feels that the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office needs more than a new start, it needs a new heart. Joe has a passion for law enforcement and a compassion for people involved in the profession, for those that serve by the profession. Joe's career in law enforcement is a blessed one, and his professional experience and education has prepared him to take this bold step, filled with promising objectives to serve the citizens and protect the citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Talley.
Thank you very, very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor and privilege for me to be with you. I feel glad at home. I'm a Wellington resident for 14 years. Public Safety Committee for many of those years. Jay, when I say the department needs a new heart, I don't mean to spell like your heart. Congratulations. Thank you for that kind introduction. Facts were correct. We do come to you as a candidate for sheriff with a stellar time of preparation in terms of education, training, and experience in the field of law enforcement and executive leadership. My time spent in law enforcement, as was mentioned, I consider blessed in that I was in a very fair, open, honest an agency where I was given many opportunities on a level playing field to be assigned and promoted without bias or having to do anything in a political arena to get the attention drawn to who we were within the agency. And there was mutual respect among all members of the agency, and it's a large agency. It's the size of PBSO on the law enforcement side. As a 5-year person of being involved as a volunteer in the sheriff's office and moving to the rank of lieutenant, I was able to see within this agency that people would not be able to retire and look back on their careers perhaps as fervently and well-pleased as I have been able to look back on my career. Hearing from many within the agency, we found that there was dysfunction or distraction among so many in that decisions were made, places about special assignments and jobs that were coveted among members of the agency. Decisions were made, and then the list or the word went out that we're looking for a candidate for one of these special jobs. Most folks don't like to just drive that green and white around their entire career. They want to be a detective or canine or somewhere, some of those special jobs. And they want a fair playing field in order to get those positions. And I saw that that wasn't the case. So my heart was broken for that. But among other things, the $500 million budget is a great concern to me. And it's not so much a concern that it's a big, big number, which it is, but I want to be sure that each member of the community knows exactly what is being spent and why it's being spent, how it's being spent in a very clear layman's level way, so that anyone from high school students to senior citizens can take a look at that budget. It should be online like many other sheriff's offices do. but it should be understandable, readable, and there should be input from the citizens in terms of how much is being spent and where. I'm also concerned that in this administration we have a sheriff who is unwilling to allow the Inspector General to have oversight within the Sheriff's Office. I've heard him speak to the fact that it shouldn't be, and that happens, what other power will I perhaps lose, whatever. But there is no reason on the earth that an elected sheriff should deny the people who voted for an Inspector General to have that Inspector General have the oversight that the people have demanded. And I will assure you, as I assured Mrs. Steckler, she will be welcome in the Sheriff's Office under my administration. We would covet her time with us to assure you, the taxpayer, that everything is on the up and up, reduce rumor, suspicion, allegations. Another concern of mine is the fact that this Sheriff's Office is not nationally accredited. It is Florida State accredited. It is not nationally accredited, which is the gold standard of accreditation for all law enforcement agencies in the country. It could not be nationally accredited as it stands today because of the personnel issues I alluded to and many other things that are taking place and not taking place in the agency that would cause the assessors to turn around and leave until we got it right in there. We will get it right. We will obtain national accreditation so that the people within the agency and the citizens we serve will know full well with that national accreditation that we're doing it right. We're doing it fair, open, honestly, that people are being treated with fairness and integrity, and so will the citizens be. We want to emphasize that we will do an internal look, have an internal look at all of the resources, all the personnel, equipment, have a desk audit or a task analysis, job analysis of every person to see what it is they do in a tour of duty. Where do they report? Who reports to them? What are we really accomplishing? And when we look at the entire agency, every dollar that's spent, how it's spent, every person, what they do, and how they're doing it, and see how it can be done better to save money, to save energy, and to put the resources at the service delivery level, as close to the service delivery level as possible. Increasing supervision at the street level, having more personnel at the street level to reduce response time, to increase the percentage of case clearances. For $500 million and all the people that we have serving us, the clearance rate in this county is dismal. So at 20%, well below the national average, we need to increase case clearances. And we can do that by increasing response time, more boots on the ground, as people like to say. And we can do that by reducing all of the fat and the waste that's going on and taking place throughout the middle of that agency. We hear this agency talking about things like community policing, problem-solving policing, and they're talking as though it's new and innovative. That's been in operation since it was first developed by a person I know well, actually, many years ago. And what I'm seeing in this agency is that we use the term that is not being applied properly, or there'll be a segment of the agency that tries to do that model. We want to increase that throughout the Wellington County Sheriff's Office so that we're all in step with that style of policing, so that you begin to know your deputy, that your deputy will be actually moving through your community slowly. Maybe the window will be down, and you'll be meeting that person and recognizing one another and all the rest that that entails. I'm concerned that in South Florida we're number 3 in human trafficking, number 3 in the nation. And yet if you stop a deputy and talk about it, there's no real awareness. And we look at the program, and programs, there's very little training, and we see no self-initiated cases in the Sheriff's Office for human trafficking. Yet, how can we be number 3 behind New York and Los Angeles and not be doing that? So we're concerned about that. Finally, quite concerned about what is taking place most recently that's dividing the sheriff's office with the public, the community that it's supposed to be serving. And one of the things that I think is most evident is a bullying or an intimidation that seems to be taking place from the top down. Most recently in the Seth Adams case, and then more recently down in Wellington. In an effort to back our people, as I hear the sheriff say, and I hear others say, well, he's backing his people, backing his people. Well, we do not back our people by adjudicating a case immediately after an incident. We back them by showing fairness, openness, and saying we're going to investigate. There's going to be a fair, objective look at what took place. What we have now is a chasm, a division between the sheriff's office and the community that they're serving because there's a distrust. There's a fear. I go many places, as you might imagine, and that's the response I get. When you know we're half afraid when we get stopped, what will happen based on the sheriff's response? We don't know if we say, well, my license is in the trunk, what's up? So we're afraid. So we want that to stop. We want to narrow that chasm. We want to bring the community and the sheriff's office together with good understanding and admiration, consideration for one another. I have some wonderful ideas to do that, but I know the clock is ticking. So I'm going to stop for now and enjoy the sheriff's presentation and then your questions. I thank you.